to my yoga space. I'm Linda Cochran from Love and Learn Yoga. If you're a beginner to yoga or almost a beginner, join me in my beginners sessions. We'll go through the poses in the Iyengar style of yoga, which is taking each pose and going through it slowly with a lot of instructions, so you can learn what really happens in each pose. So we're going to keep it pretty simple in these sessions. You don't need more than just 2 blocks in this very first session, some wall space, and of course a yoga mat. You may need to have a couple of blankets. So this is a Mexican blanket, a yoga blanket, or you could use a couple of big towels. So I will incorporate 2 or 3 blankets in some of the sessions. Let's get started. Hi again. So come to your mat. Have your mat with the narrow end against the wall. And you can watch me doing this at first, and I'll repeat. So be centered on your mat. Lie back. Hold the sides of the mat. We're going to do Sukta Tadasana, reclined mountain pose. So I'm putting my feet hip width at the wall, heels at the wall, toes at the wall, lying down. Back of my head on the mat, holding the mat, pushing the outer arms, the outer shoulders down, and then with my legs, my knees just slightly bent, I push my feet into the wall and I slide backwards. I strain the legs, I press the thighs down. So without lifting the pelvis and the buttocks up, you stretch your legs. So you kind of have this wedging in feeling. So try that. Try that. Come to the wall. Have your knees slightly bent and keep them bent when you lie back. Hold the mat. Press the outer shoulders and the arms down, upper arms. And then press your feet into the wall and press the thighs down towards the mat. So your legs are straightened. And then notice how, if you noticed, what happened was the lumbar spine extended, but you still have your neutral curve in the lower spine. Press your feet, spread your toes, press your feet into the wall, stretch your arms over your head, reach, press your heels away from you. Exhale, bring your right leg in, hold the knee. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head, straighten the leg back to the wall. Exhale, bring your left leg in. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. So this is Ekapada in Sukta Tadasana, one leg bending in. And notice how I reach out through my inner ankle bones. I flex my toes, I spread my toes, and I draw my outer shoulders down towards the mat, broadening across my chest. Inhale, stretch your arms over. Exhale, bend your left knee in. Spread your toes, reach out through the inner ankle bones, the inner heel. Breathe, and again, broaden across the chest. And bend your knees, bring your hands down by your sides, roll to your side, and come up. So let's do Tadasana standing, so mountain pose standing. So for today, have your feet hip width. And lift your toes up. So now you have that imprint of lying on the floor and feeling what happened, how that felt in your lumbar, your lower back, your chest opening when you were lying on the floor. So let's get that same sensation standing. So lift your toes up and notice when you lift your toes how you can firm your thighs, front thighs, lift the kneecaps, and the inner arches lift. If you look at your inner arches, they lift, the inner ankle bones lift. Keep all that and place your toes down, spread them. Firm your legs, lift the kneecaps. And showing it from the side, take the sacrum down, tops of the buttocks down, as you did when you were pressing the heels into the floor. Keep pressing the thighs back and lifting the pubic plate and the navel up. Roll the shoulders back. And then we're going to interlace the hands. I'll turn around, interlace the fingers, turn the palms out, run across the palms, draw the thumbs and the little fingers back towards you. Stretch your arms up. And if it's hard to get your arms to your ears, go to where you can comfortably stretch your arms up. And do to your capacity. Reach those arms up. Reach through your wrists. Press your heels into the floor. Feel how you get taller. Exhale, bring your arms down. And interlace the fingers, the index and the thumb, the other index and thumb on top. Turn the palms out, broaden those palms, spread those palms. Inhale and stretch up. Heels pressing, top of the buttocks going down, and then lift the ribs with your wrists lifting up. Lift the ribs, side ribs, reach up. And exhale. Bring your arms down. Now you have your mat at the wall. So bring one block over and place that here. This will be for the next pose. Now we're going to do tree pose. So just hold your hand at the wall for balance. Have your feet together. Lift your toes. Spread your toes. And feel, just for a second, all four corners of the feet. Big toe rounds, the inner heels, the little side, the little toe side of your feet, and the outer heels. This is a balancing pose. Legs firm, chest lifted, and then bring your whichever leg is away from the wall, bring that up. And then wherever you can put this leg. So the full tree pose, the leg, the heel goes all the way to the top of the inner groin. Now, for some people that's hard to do, or maybe we have a little more thigh. So bring the heel, you can bring the heel. Just don't put it right on the knee. Put it on your inner shin. Now press strongly that inner standing foot, and maybe your yoga clothes is sliding. So press the inner standing foot and firm this hip in. Draw it in. So don't let it go out, but draw it in. Draw it in. And then take this knee back, but still keep the pelvic bones level. Stand tall, lift your chest. Stretch your arms up. Stretch your other arm up. Reach up. Get tall. Press that inner foot. And release. Now we'll turn around. So turn around. I'll show this from the back. So again, lift your toes. Firm the thighs and the kneecaps. Place your toes. Spread them. And feel all four corners of your feet. Lift your chest. Now bend your leg up that's away from the wall. Place it wherever you can. Inner shin or inner top thigh. Press that heel in, toes pointing down. Now press the inner edge of that standing foot and firm this hip in. Firm the glute. Hold the outer knee, inner knee. And only take this knee back as much as far as you can, but keep the pelvic bones level. Stretch your arms up. Find your balance. Stretch your other arm up. Exhale. And release. Now we're going to do triangle pose, Trikonasana. So have your block. Maybe you want to have it on the highest setting. So have one foot at the wall and go wide with your legs. So these lateral standing poses are wide, which when we're not used to it, it's hard to take the legs wide. So go to your capacity. Press your outer feet. So feel that foot against the wall. Press it against the wall. Press the big toe mats. And again, firm up. Draw up through your legs. Firm the thigh muscles. Lift the kneecaps. Bring your thumbs at the very base of your spine. Press it down and move the tailbone forward. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Now turn your, so I'm doing my left side. You can mirror me and do your right foot. So turn that right foot out. Now when we turn that right foot out, we tend to want to move the trunk and the navel with that. So press into the outer back heel. Turn the navel so it's turning forward with your gaze, with your eyesight. And then stretch your right arm out and reach over onto that block. Bring it behind the leg, right under your shoulder. And turn the navel and the chest towards the ceiling or just forward. Keep that back heel pressing. Stretch your arm up. And be firm in the leg, especially that front leg. Draw up through the thigh muscles, lift the kneecap. Inhale, come up. Bend the leg. Turn the toes forward. Join the feet. And now you're going to turn around and have your other foot to the wall. I'm going to face the camera and pretend that my wall is on this side. So go wide, have your right foot against the wall, thumbs on the base of your spine, move the tailbone forward, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Now turn your left foot out. Rotate it out from the hip joint. And let the navel rotate back so it's facing forward with your gaze. Press into the back heel strongly at the wall. Stretch your arms out. Reach over. Be strong and firm in those legs. Come down on the block. Bring it under your shoulder. Top hand on the hip. Now rotate the navel, the chest forward, in the direction of the ceiling. Pressing into that back heel. Stretch your arm up. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Bend the leg, turn the toes forward, and join the feet. Let's repeat this pose one more time. So let's be in the center of the mat this time. Stand in Tadasana. Remember that imprint. Tops of the buttocks down, pubis, navel lifting, chest lifting, shoulders rolling back. Stand tall. Inhale. If you have knee problems, don't jump. Just walk your feet apart. If not, jump your legs or walk. Stretch your arms out. Press the outer feet. Press the big toe mounts. Firm the legs. Lift your chest. Turn your right foot out and make that turn come from the hip joint. So the inner thigh is rolling to the outer thigh. Press the back heel. Turn the navel towards that back leg. And then reach over. Bring your hand on the block. Let's bring that top hand back on the waist. Have a look at your shoulder. So keeping that shoulder in line with the leg. So if it's coming forward of the leg, go higher on that leg. So you're keeping that shoulder in line. So you may not necessarily be able to reach down in the block, or you may be able to go further. But keeping that right shoulder in line with the hip and the leg. Turn the abdomen, turn that top shoulder back. Stretch your arm up and reach that arm. Just have a look at that arm. Keep it in line with the body, the shoulder, not behind you. Turn the back ribs forward. These lower back ribs, turn them forward. Legs firm. Inhale, come up. Turn the toes forward. Turn now your left foot out. Make the turn come from the hip, inner thigh rolling to the outer thigh. Stretch over. Bring your hand on the block. And again, look down on your leg, shoulder in line with the leg. So either you come higher, or if this is easy and you're keeping that leg straight, you can go lower on that block, right? And then turn the trunk, turn the abdomen, roll that top shoulder back, connect, press that back heel into the mat, and stretch your top arm up. Just see where that arm is, keep it in line with the shoulder. Back heel pressing, reach through the crown of your head. Inhale and come up. Turn the toes forward and jump the feet together. Now another standing pose. So standing poses make us strong, they make us flexible, they work the legs. That's why we do a lot of standing poses for beginners. Jump or walk, your feet wide. Bring your hands to the hips. Turn the right foot out. And as before, as we turn, make the turn come from the hip, inner thigh rolling to the outer thigh. Press into the back heel, connect that back heel. Take the navel back towards the back foot. Hands on the hips. Now, connect that back heel and bend the front leg. Bend the front leg. So maybe you don't come right to a 90-degree angle with this thigh. Go to where you can, but keep the knee in line with the heel. So don't let that knee go past the heel. Keep the knee in line with the heel. Press the back foot, anchor that back outer heel. Stretch your arms out. Reach. Reach a little more through your back arm and the back heel. And come up. Turn your toes forward. Bring your hands to the hips. Lift the chest. Go to the other side. Make the turn come from the inner thigh, rolling out. Press the back heel. And then bend the leg. Do a couple of bends here. Just see, okay, where am I? What's my bending like? How far can I go? Press the knee back. Keep the knee over the heel. Don't go past the heel. Stretch your arms out. So I think I said Konasana. This is warrior pose number 2. Press the knee back. Reach a little more through the back arm. A little more weight into the back foot. And come up. Turn the toes forward. Jump or walk your feet together. Tadasana. Jump or walk. Press the outer feet. Press the big toe mound. Draw up through your legs. Keep your arms out this time. Turn your right foot out. The back foot is turning very little. Outer back heel pressing. Now bend the leg again. Deep bend. And then reaching over. Bring your top hand on the waist. Bottom hand on the block. And you can lift this block up. Now press this outer knee into the elbow. Press those 2 against each other. And turn the belly, turn the chest. Take that top shoulder back. Press into the back heel, outer heel strongly. Stretch your top arm and bring it in front and over your head. Reach from the back heel to your fingertips and turn these lower ribs forward even more. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Turn the toes forward. And go to the other side. Rotate that leg out. Inner thigh rolling back. Arms stretching out. Press into the back heel strongly as you bend the leg. Reach over. Hand on the top hip or waist. Other hand down and press that outer knee into the elbow. And you can make that block higher. And use that pressure of the knee and the elbow to turn the waist, the navel, the chest. Take that top shoulder back. Keep that back heel pressing. Stretch your top arm. Reach it over your head. Sometimes we forget to bend that leg when we're working the arms, so bend that leg. Turn. Breathe. Now come up. Turn the toes forward. And join the feet. Now join me again for a nice stretch. Going to use the wall. The mat is in the same space at the wall. So you're going to face the wall, but turn your palms out. Spread your fingers. Put the hands on the wall. And then walk back. Have your feet hip width. So I'm pressing my hands, rolling my inner arms up. And I'm reaching the hips back. So watch a couple of scenarios that can happen here. If I have tight hamstrings, I go too low. Right, go too low with those hands. My upper back is really tight because I can't stretch back because my hamstrings are tight. So go a little higher with your hands. Stretch those arms. Roll the inner arms up, but press the hands. The hands stay where they are. And then reach back. Bring your feet under your hips. So depending on how tight your hamstrings are, you can adjust the hands at the wall. So if they're not as tight, you can go a little lower. Press your hands, take the hips back. Draw up through your legs, firm the legs, lift the kneecaps. And draw your navel up to the spine. So you're not arching. Draw your navel up to the spine. Move the sacrum back. Breathe. Just keep your head in line with the arms. And breathe. And bend the knees. Walk forward. Alright, for your next pose, you're going to just have 2 blocks. Put these blocks over here so you can see. So you're going to have your feet hip width and be a little bit pigeon-toed. So turn your toes in, your heels out a little bit. Hold the mat and roll the shoulders under. And now lift up a little bit and move the top of the buttocks towards the back of the knees. Roll the shoulder under, right? So see how I'm rolling my inner arm up and my shoulder blade goes under the back. Now I'm taking my blocks. So if this is difficult, you could have 1 block and you could stay here. Or you could have 2 blocks. Lift up a little more and put 2 blocks under the sacrum. So not under the lower back, but under the very, very lower part of your back, the bony part, the pelvis, the sacrum, and holding the mat. Press the feet. Press the feet, press the inner feet, and move the buttocks towards the heels. Exhale, let your abdomen relax. Let your arms relax. Relax your throat. And feel that lift coming from the shoulders, outer arms pressing, and the spine between the shoulder blades lifting. Soften your face. To come out, press the feet, firm the glutes, a couple of times, squeeze the glutes, take 1 block out, come down on the first block, and then take that block out and move it, take it out by moving it away from you towards the feet, so you lengthen the lower back and you come down on the lower back first rather than the buttocks. And then roll to your side and come up. Now take your blocks to the wall like that. 1 block on each side of the corner of the mat. Now we're going to come into downward facing dog. So let me just show what the hands do from the front. So you're going to place the hands, the back, the palm, edge of the palm against the edge of the block. So you have a firm grip there with the hands. Spread the fingers and press all the knuckles down, especially the index and the thumb. And then when you come up, lift up through your inner arms. Be strong and lift your inner arms. And roll. You see how I'm rolling my inner arms and those inner elbow creases forward. So not this, but by rolling the inner elbow creases forward, I get more. Notice how you get a spreading of your chest. All right, so face the wall. Hands on the block, spread the fingers, lift and stretch those arms. Roll the elbow creases forward, inner arms forward. Look a little bit forward, broaden the chest. Now tuck your toes under. My knees are a little bit behind my hips. Tuck your toes. Come up by keeping your knees bent. So I go up with knees bent. I press my hands into the blocks and I press my hips back. Press the hips back. I'm even lifting my fingers up. Press the hips back. So I am lengthening. You can see that length I'm creating from my wrist to my armpits to my outer hips. And I'm lengthening my whole body. And then start to straighten your legs. Press the thighs back. Press the shins back. Now if the hamstrings are tight, your pose might look a little bit like this. That's okay. That's okay. Lift up through your legs. Be firm those legs. Draw them up into your hips. Kneecaps lifting. You can see your kneecaps. Lift them up. And exhale, come down. Join the big toes together. Take your knees apart. And sit back. Keep your hands on the block. Sit back. Press your outer hips back. Reach your hands forward. You can even touch the wall. And now we come into that same space as we were in before. Lengthening, pressing the hands into the wall. Lengthening the hips back. Rolling those inner arms up. Tops of the buttocks go back. And come up. So for some people, sitting back on the feet like that is really difficult. So that's something I'll go over in probably the next lesson. But we're going to need some blankets for that. So now the final pose. Legs up the wall. So sit close to the wall. Lie down on your side. Scoot the buttocks in. This is the best way to get in. Lie on your side as if you were lying in bed. Buttocks to the wall, because this mat is slippery, is sticky. Then you come up. Your buttocks are already at the wall. You have to fight your mat to get close to the wall. Have your legs together or slightly apart. Now, if your hamstrings are very tight, move back a little bit with your whole trunk away from the wall. So you can relax the hamstrings, relax the legs. Just let the legs turn out as they want to in the hip socket. And roll those inner arms towards the ceiling. Palms facing the ceiling. Thumb is closer to the floor than the little finger. Close your eyes and rest with the legs up the wall. Soften all your facial muscles. Just let your mouth be gently closed so your tongue is soft, your jaw is soft. Eyes relaxing back into the skull. Now slowly as you're ready, take a slightly deeper inhale and a full exhale. Bend your knees down towards your chest. Roll back to your side. Support your head with your hands, keeping your eyes closed. Take a couple of breaths on your side. And then coming up, just sit against your wall. Cross your legs. Bring your palms up. Just take a couple of breaths. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next lesson. Namaste.